know if you ever made homemade scalloped potatoes or not, but I'm actually making some now, and it just dawned on me that I could have been sharing my my recipe all along, but you know how to just cook. Anyway, in here, all I have in here, I have some water, some seasoning, lots of different herbs, rosemary, green onion, some parsley. I'm out of basil, so I've had some basil in here as well, and I also have some shredded cheese mixed in here, and of course everything is seasoned to taste, so you make sure that that thing tastes good before you go to the next step. And part I didn't get to finish watching, but I was cutting up. I like the skin on the potato is the most nutritious part of the potato actually. So I like to have the potato in mind, and I've already cut up a whole bunch already, so this is essentially what that looks like. So I'm gonna cut this one up, and then I'm gonna show you what I do next. All right, I'm just gonna do, why is it all blurry? There we go. I'm just gonna do some, just not too much, but just some light seasoning on here. So just essentially, you know, mix it in, get it all seasoned up nicely. Okay, now that I've gotten that's all seasoned up, I mean, I could add a little bit more potatoes in here, but I'm not going to because I'm only cooking for what, 2 people, so doesn't make sense, right? So anyway, so this thing that I showed you earlier, I'm just gonna stir it up some more, and as I mentioned, I already, you know, seasoned to taste, so I'm just gonna stir it up some more so that when I pour it on there, it has a good mix already, right? So stir it up already. Make sure this thing's stable since I have it in the spot. I mean, you know, put it in the more conducive spot. Actually, let me go ahead and do that before I make a mess here on this video. There we go, more secured. All right, so then I'm pouring this on here. So a couple things gotta happen here, right? So this potato gotta cook. And oh, by the way, this is gonna go on 400. So the potato gotta cook, and then, you know, it's gonna cook and then bring the flavors in, and then of course the cheese is the next component. So you'll see it along the way. Once everything is poured on there, you wanna mix it around, so to kind of make sure everybody get, you know, everybody get a good dose of what they're supposed to get. Try to keep it a little bit. I don't want to say homogeneous per se because it's not going to be exactly right, but just want to keep it, and I'm making a mess here, but just want to keep it at least evenly distributed as much as possible. I also have some red peppers and some green peppers in here, but you know, just do whatever based on whatever it is you like, yeah? The peppers aren't a necessity. Okay, so it should look something like this before you put it in the oven, yeah? Again, you're gonna cook this at 400, depending on if your oven works well, if it heats proportionally or not. About an hour and a half. Just double check, see if the potatoes are cooked, and then you go from there. Okay. Now, once you make sure the potatoes are cooked, which I just checked, and the potatoes are indeed cooked. Yep. So once you make sure that the potatoes are cooked, then now it's time to add the rest of the cheese. Depending on how cheesy you want this, I'm just going to add the rest of this cheese, and you know, based on the kind of cheese you like. I like to use mozzarella, and I like to use mozzarella and some other types of cheeses, but today I'm going with what I have available at the house. So with that being the case, it is Colby Jack today. So I've added in the rest of the cheese, mixed it in, so now it goes back into the oven so that all of this cheese that I just added and evaporate out some of the extra moisture, and then I'll show you the final product when it's all done. I'm starting to see some cheese in there, some strings in there from the cheese. Yep, okay, I'll show you when it's all done.